My name is Melanie Knowles, and I'm the Sustainability Manager for Kent State University. And I guess first I want to have a common shared definition of sustainability that we can use for this. And in the Office of Sustainability, we use the definition from the Brundtland Commission, which is meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And we also talk about sustainability as having three pillars, or the three Ps: people, planet, and prosperity. And the people piece of that means social equity, it means health, it means community. The planet piece obviously is our environment, and we also refer to that P as place, because it isn't just the planet, which can be overwhelming to think about, but it's also our local place and how we interact with our local environment. And then the third P, which we call prosperity and some people call profit, but it's the dollars that go along with that. And the reason I use prosperity instead of profit is because there are a lot of things that improve our quality of life that don't necessarily mean dollars changing hands. For example, if you have a garden and you grow your own food, you're not buying that, but you're improving your quality of life and your wellness. My office is actually part of facilities planning and operations. So most of what I do actually deals with the operations at the university. But I was told when I started years ago that I can also deal with the academic side or any other part of campus that doesn't fall under facilities. And that's where I am able to reach out and be involved with faculty, with research, and with curriculum, with other departments and divisions on campus, as well as with facilities. At many universities, those two roles, the facility side and the academic side, are two separate positions. And it's a real benefit, I think, to having that all be part of the same position, because I know what's happening on campus, what projects are coming up, and when I'm working with faculty, I'm able to help them connect that to their curriculum and to their research. So having knowledge of both sides and connections on both of those sides is really a big advantage. One of the challenges of where my position is at the university is that I don't have authority over anyone. So all of these changes that I'm trying to make, the influence that I'm trying to have, involves relationship building. I can't just say, here's a new rule and we're all going to follow it. I have to work with the people involved in those areas, build those relationships, get them the information, and win them over to wanting to do those things, which actually in the long run is a much better way to do it. It has a much more positive effect, but it does feel challenging at certain times. We have 21 different academic departments that have sustainability incorporated into their classes in some way. And the various disciplines really do talk about sustainability and think about sustainability in a different way. So it's important for me to realize when I'm reaching out to them and talking to them how they are hearing what I'm saying. For example, some departments, when they're looking at sustainability, they're really thinking primarily about environmental sustainability. Other departments are looking primarily at financial sustainability. And what I really want is to be able to get those two groups of people together and talk about sustainability really holistically. So they're keeping all of those things in mind. But it does affect the language that we use. And getting cooperation and communication across silos is a big goal of mine, something that we've worked on a lot. One of the things we've put together is the Faculty Sustainability Network. And so we have faculty from around the campus who are teaching sustainability or just interested in sustainability, doing research on sustainability. And we've met a number of times. The conversations have been really interesting. For example, at the first meeting, people were going around the room introducing themselves and how they were interested in sustainability. And there were a few people who said, well, they couldn't understand why there were folks from the English department there, because they were thinking of hard sciences or something like that. And in reality, obviously, there are a lot of connections because we're communicating about sustainability. Those students can write a corporate sustainability report. They can talk about sustainability policy. And there are a lot of different ways people communicate about sustainability, and it's important to be able to have that flow of information. I want to give some examples too of when classes or faculty have worked on sustainability related projects around campus. So for example, in the College of Architecture, we had students looking at the energy model for one of our LEED certified buildings and comparing that to the actual performance of the building after it was built and occupied. We have another sustainable design class that is looking at possibilities for collecting food waste on campus and doing a waste to energy project that would go beyond campus and work with the wastewater treatment plant at the city of Kent that has the anaerobic digesters for that process. And then I've worked with a number of English classes where they have done projects from posters about transportation around campus. They have done text for a campus sustainability map, and an honors English class where groups came up with sustainability projects, did research, presentations, reports, and then actually tried to implement those projects on campus. One of those that got implemented was the Pepsi Dream Machine, which is actually a reverse vending machine where you can bring your bottles and cans and deposit them and get credit back that you can use to make purchases. So it's a way to support recycling on campus. But that's just a small sampling. There are really quite a few different classes and projects that have happened around sustainability on campus. Another story that I like about different departments working on sustainability and stretching their own perception of what that means was when we were putting together the sustainability minor. And I was working with a professor in our College of Applied Engineering, Sustainability and Technology who works primarily on energy. And when he was presented with a course on fashion and sustainability, he was like, well, what does fashion have to do with sustainability? And we sort of took a step back and said, well, you know, you're wearing clothes. Where were they made? Who made them? What are they made of? How did they get to you? There are a lot of different aspects of sustainability and social justice related to clothing. And after he thought about that, he really got it. And now I think it's interesting because when we talk about the minor, that's one of the things that he uses as an example all the time, that it's really neat that this minor has both, you know, technology and fashion and business courses and just this wide range of things included in it. I'd like to talk a little more also about the sustainability minor that we put together at Kent State. It's housed in the College of Applied Engineering, Sustainability and Technology, but it's really designed so that students from anywhere on campus can take the minor. There is a core curriculum in lower division courses that gets all these students from different disciplines to sort of share a common language and understanding of what sustainability is. And then for their upper division courses in the minor, they range all across the campus and multiple colleges and schools. The idea being that they can take what they've learned about sustainability and apply it to whatever their major area of study is or something related to their major. So it's a really neat idea, and I think it's a really great way to get professionals to be able to communicate better with one another across those silos that we often see. Another way that we engage students on campus around sustainability is by associating with student groups. There are 16 different student organizations on campus that are either directly related to sustainability or have some relationship to sustainability. And we work to make those different student organizations aware of one another. We encourage them to collaborate together. But the thing we're probably most successful at, which is a good first step, is getting them to table together. So we'll have a day during Campus Sustainability Month where all those student organizations will be tabling in the Student Center at the same time. And it makes them aware of one another, but it's also a chance for other people on campus to see the multiple different ways that sustainability affects what's happening on campus. So the student groups include the biological sciences, Net Impact, which is in the College of Business, a U.S. Green Building Council group in the College of Architecture, groups focused on wildlife, adventure, just a wide range of things, and even much larger, like the UNICEF group that's on campus. So they're looking at a much bigger picture. So a wide range of organizations. There are many opportunities for writing around sustainability, and we've done that with some of the English classes that we've worked with. But I think one of the things that's really interesting, with the 3 pillars of sustainability, you don't necessarily know what part of that people are going to relate to most. For example, if I'm trying to encourage bicycle commuting on campus, some people will be interested in it because it'll save money when they drive less. Some people will be interested in the health benefits of doing that. Some people are interested in the improved air quality from reduced emissions. So you don't always know which one of those things will resonate with someone. And one of the things I like about having students write about sustainability and help with some of the documents we use in the Office of Sustainability is because it's interesting for me to see what their perspective is on it, see what resonates with them the most. I really appreciate having that perspective and love knowing that they get that experience. Looking to the future, what I say about Kent State, obviously in my position, I'm working on making our university and the facilities more sustainable. But the point of the university is to be there for the students, for the curriculum, and for the research. And what I would like to see is a Kent State where students come to the university, they learn about sustainability in their courses, they see sustainability in action, in practice on campus, and then they have experiential learning opportunities where they get those experiences, they do the service learning, and when they graduate and leave the university and literally go all over the world, that they can take that knowledge and that experience with them to implement sustainability beyond the city of Kent. So it's really an amazing opportunity at a university to have a tremendous impact with those thousands of students leaving and implementing sustainability all over the world.